What's up, y'all? It's just Rhonda. Welcome to my channel. It's Tuesday. I hope everybody is off to a great start on this week. We rolling into the second week of January. So, whatever plans y'all made and, organizations that you have put, let's take the whole month of January if you need it. Sometimes it takes a little longer to organize, figure things out. So we organize and we're getting ready for this revolution. It's very important, to get your boots on the ground and be ready to do whatever it is you need to do to keep yourself safe out there. We moving through our lives, tiptoeing. When I say we, I mean me. I wake up and sometimes the things I see on the internet has me so stressed out. You just don't know, you're living low key in fear. And if you ain't, then, sign up to the police department. We need more help up there. Anyway, y'all, what time is it? Like I said, it's Tuesday afternoon. By the time y'all get this, you'll be either on your way home from work or finishing up your work day. And so, it's recorded. So you can go ahead and listen to me on your way home. You know what I'm saying? See if we were feeling the same types of feelings this week on The Real Housewives of Potomac. It's season 10. It's episode 14. Like the video. Come on in. Hit the doorbell. Subscribe to the channel. You can subscribe to the channel. You might as well. We over here talking about these shows that we complain about. We not watching no more. And here we be right back over here again discussing these ladies. So where were they at? Where did we leave off? We left off with Angel taking these ladies very high up in the Colorado mountains with the mountain lions and, wolves and things up there. Like, I'm not going to lie. I'm very tickled. I mean, sorry about it for Stacy and Jazzy. Y'all are, and Monique, I guess, are casualties, of what's going on over here. What is going on over here? We'll start here. Wendy is over here. I tell you what a housewife won't do, if they don't do nothing else, they gonna disappoint you. Now, we get behind this lady, Wendy. You know what I'm saying? Because we didn't appreciate what was going on. And okay, so we didn't appreciate it not just for Wendy, but for the collective as a community. These green-eyed bandits and the light-skins of Potomac was doing things that was, making us feel like we didn't want to come back over here. You know what I'm saying? So they shuffled things around, brought in some other, flavors on the goddamn child complexions. Remember when Giselle was over here talking about hue, beauty? They brought all the hues in here. And it's not the mixture of that's the problem. It's the lack thereof. So, anyway, here we are. You know what I'm saying? Over here in the Colorado mountains with the Wolverines and the, lions and tigers and bears. Oh my. Wendy is over here telling the story. I got on the disappointment of it all. We was over here windmilling for Wendy just for her to come over here, repledge herself with Giselle, and then get on this, mean girl bullshit. And I am not an Angel fan. Angel gets on my last nerve. It's just, she's kind of a Debbie Downer. She's kind of a bore. She's not fun. And so, I'm sure there's a place for her somewhere maybe, but I don't think it's here because, it kind of doesn't make sense. Kiana, this is your friend. You thought it was a great idea. And I think it's because Angel got the money and the life that, that's supposed to be what these housewives look like. I think somewhere along the line, they start casting characters instead of casting people, that we're going to give it's time to switch it. It's time to change gears. So Wendy is over here doing Giselle's dirty work, saying that this lady was trying to rent someplace for $1,000 and make it look like, I don't know. The numbers, the street said, Wendy, that your numbers ain't numbering. And it doesn't matter to me because I think this is stupid. I think, Wendy, it is just not going to age well for you. You can't even rent a car for $1,000. If I want to rent a car for a weekend, it's going to cost me about $400, $500, depending on what kind of car I decide. If I go to stay on the beach for the weekend over on Clearwater down to the Hilton or one of the other resort, hotels on the beach, it's gonna cost me every bit of $1,000 just for a couple of days. So I don't know who was looking for $1,000 a month mansion, but it sounds stupid. And we know that's not what was going on. This is not the reason why we ain't feeling Angel. This is not the things we question. We do not question whether her and Bobby got it. I feel like they got it. Some of you don't have it. Wendy, did you pack any of that jewelry that you reported stolen when you came on this trip? Because you and Eddie are such geniuses. Y'all are making emails and things and wearing stolen jewelry, allegedly reported stolen, and filming and stuff. So the people be like, oh, shoot, right there. There's the... I don't care how many degrees you got. Sometimes people just, still be ditzy. Anyway, I'm not sure what they're trying to prove with this rumor. It's kind of weird to me. Angel is familiar with this real estate agent list. If this is real estate agent, again, Wendy, why would I can't tell you nothing. Now you over here about to put my job on the line because you're telling Angel and the rest of America that be over here on Bravo that this lady was telling her business. Whatever the negotiation is, I feel like that's what you do. People with money usually negotiate. And if Angel was over here trying to negotiate like this place is going to be, filmed on a major network, and I think that's probably she also has this reputation in Colorado. So if she's over there negotiating the terms and conditions of her rental, that's her business. However, she didn't negotiate the dates right in order for her to be over here. We don't think she came over here just for the show. Like, I saw her on something. She closed in her house. So there you go. Y'all can stop with that. She actually has a home in Potomac. And the way they keep describing it, Wendy, you barely living in Potomac. Giselle is looking for any reason to be mad because she's still thinking about how this lady put her in a twin room with Ashley. This is my best friend. I won't go without my best friend. So Stacy is like, why don't we call this lady? Why don't we call her and find out? No, Stacy, I don't have to prove nothing to none of y'all. I have plenty of money. And if Wednesday wants to be with her messy friend that I did not use, good thing I didn't use her. I wish I hadn't even, talked to her. The argument is silly. So y'all want to make an issue out of nothing. Jazzy pretty much staying out of it. Stacy is doing what Stacy does, being Stacy, and thank goodness for that. Ashley is going to do whatever Giselle says. I would hate being in a group of people where I feel like I got to do what this lady says do. I don't have to do shit she says do. I wish everybody would be like independently thinking over here. For God's sakes. College is over. We are 50 plus. Some of us 40. You know what I'm saying? It's a range over here, but Big Sister Almighty is in her 50s. She needs to sit her ass down and stop trying to be the leader of people. Lead your own damn self to somewhere. So anyway, we're up here in the mountains. When Stacy said, why don't you call the lady? Wendy got on her in her feelings, and she's like, dude, you didn't want to call TJ. When we asked to call TJ, Stacy was like, that was my personal business. This is business. So if this lady is out here running her mouth, you say her name. So we all know we don't want to deal with her ass. Basically, I added my own, but that's what she was getting at. If I was Angel, I wouldn't be trying to clear up nothing for them. Ladies, this is where we are at the top of this mountain. Everybody's got their room assignments. Now we're going to go do some wellness. So she, plans another meditation moment. They all get up and go outside, and Giselle turns to Stacy and said, so have you talked to TJ? You don't talk to me. You don't like me. I'm nothing. I'm invisible to you. So for you to open your mouth and ask me about TJ is a joke. Get your ass up and go sit on the porch with everybody else, Giselle. Angel, I'm not sure why you did this again. The whole meditation thing. So you did that once. They didn't appreciate it. And I think people like, don't, everybody doesn't like that, that whole peaceful thing. I'm somebody that's not a fan of yoga. I did yoga. I thought I was going to pass out, messing with my breathing patterns and things. I'm somebody who enjoys more um, walking, something where the music is gonna have me moving. What was that they was doing? Zumba. I could probably do Zumba because it's a lot of dance. You know what I'm saying? Yoga makes me want to pass out, makes me lightheaded because, So not everybody wants to do this whole meditation thing. I get it the first time when you invited them over to the Airbnb that you got evicted out of, girl. Um, this was different. You flew them over here to Colorado to drive. I don't know how long it took them to get to the top of that mountain, child, but it's very much out of the way from everything. Um, yeah, I think it's time now. You want to you've assigned them rooms that you knew was going, cause an issue with Big Sister Almighty. But Angel, you want to challenge Giselle, you better be ready. You better be ready because, she's got her minions and they be ready to bounce, including Wendy. You gave Wendy, I like you now, but this is also a thing, Angel. You be being fake. You either gonna forge a relationship with people or not. You cannot twist and turn based on you. You called this lady um asshole lips and Forrest Whitaker eyes. That's what you said. Asshole lips. You don't like her, so now you like her. You wishy washy, and it's coming off fake. Anyway, they don't want to do the meditation. I don't really quite blame them. I think this, just let me pop in here right quick, Angel. You're the meditation experience wilderness lady. I feel like had I been hosting, you've already took them way too far up in the mountains to even make your trip. Like now you're working against your prank. Your prank is working not in your favor. Anyway, you could have found another place to give Giselle a small room if that was really just, or you could have just shut off your skills. This is your shit. It kind of reminds me a little bit of what Kenya did over, at her grand opening with that crazy lady. Like she made it about something other than her business. And Angel is doing the same thing. You're making your vacation about something other than your business that been talking about this whole time. And like if you have to work, you can't be trying to come to the scene and get home to Bobby and the kids. And if Bobby don't want to babysit his children, then maybe you should get a nanny or the mother-in-law, or figure these things out. You're trying to do too many things at the same time and you're using them all as excuses. So what I feel like I would have done is not make these ladies meditate because they don't want to. There should have been a whole spread over there. Stacy said they had liquor and fruit. That's not going to work. We need to have a whole spread. Like that whole bar back there should have been full of things that they could snack on while you have a spa day. So they come off the airport, they drive up to the top of that mountain, they get their rooms, and then they get ready for massages and pedicures and things. You know what I'm saying? Some can do it out on the deck. Some can do it, spread them around so they can have their, ones and twos. And so I feel like I would have done that. And then, I don't know, after you get a massage, you'd be tired. So that's when they can kind of relax, enjoy the evening, and then you take your ass back down the mountain to your husband with the two ladies that are going. We up in the mountains. I'm trying to help. I feel like doing another woozy koozy thing, and then they just up there to do what? We just got here. Maybe you could have planned like, okay, after the massage and things, maybe that evening you could have planned like a glamping event for them where they can be outside under their blankets, campfire style, only fancy way, where you can have, your chef come over and do his thing. Like this first day they should have been so much about relaxation and full stomachs that they was going to be ready to just go to sleep until tomorrow. Since they got to drive an hour down that mountain, Angel. This supposed to be your shit. And I'm thinking it's gonna backfire on you. Um, Kiara, I don't know what kind of medication she was taking, but she keeps on crying. Um, yeah, I don't know. They talk a lot about those mountains. I wouldn't want to drink shit besides water. It's a little. Do I need to bring my own little oxygen tank? The oxygen bar. They should have had a little oxygen bar over there at the crib. You know what I'm saying? When they come in and get up in this altitude, get the oxygen regulated straight out the gate, Angel. What else, child? Um, After they meditate, they say their intentions on the trip, I guess. Wendy's intention is to have fun. Angel wants to get to know the ladies better. And Ashley said, you keep on saying that. Every time we get together, you say you look forward to get to know us better. Then they show like 17 times of Angel saying, I want to get to know everybody better. So maybe she don't know how. And y'all aren't like the most easy people to get to know. Maybe had she not got on the just Giselle train, she could have at least gotten to know Stacy better. She got an issue with Wendy for no reason, but I mean, since Wendy is playing for, Big Sister Almighty, you should probably keep her at arm's length. Also, they do the various things over there with insurances and keep your wallet close. We don't know what Eddie Hennessy, the Bonnie and Clyde over here be up to. You should have also, Angel, provided some of the Colorado's finest. It's legal up there. So by the time they do all that and they can go out there and smoke one, eat a gummy, however it is they decide they want to do it up in those mountains and, have a good night's sleep. Wendy wants to have fun. Stacy wants to enjoy everyone. She's tired of y'all fighting with her. She just want to enjoy everybody. So get off of Stacy's back. Ashley wants to laugh and have fun. She said it's not that deep. I guess not, child. Hide your wives, hide your children. Tia also wants to get to know everybody better. And Giselle wants a room with a bathroom. She keeps on saying she's getting a hotel room. Apparently she is. It's going to take her, a few days to do it. But, this is unacceptable. I'm going to say this. The house without water, regardless to whatever you had going on over there, Angel, we can't stay here. We got 4-5 women in the house with no water. That's, no. Maybe had you made the reservation somewhere closer where there's plumbing, then they would be able to have water and electricity. It's funny, like I said, as I thought it was, when I seen them driving up that dark mountain with the lions and the tigers and the bears, I was like, girl, this is Colorado for real. You're driving up through those mountains. You don't know if you're going to see a moose or, in the forest. The forest is something real different. Now, I know down here, it's a jungle out there in Florida, especially in the forest. So when I used to go to Daytona from Ocala back when I was in high school or just after graduating from high school, there's this road that goes from Ocala all the way to Daytona Beach. It's a much traveled road. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to get on the interstate. You can just get on the road, but it's cut through the forest. And when I tell you in the middle of $100 day, you're on your way to the beach. So it's going to be hot and sunny. Once you get in the middle of that forest, it is no longer hot and it is somewhat dark, even in daylight. You know what I'm saying? And this is a road cut through the forest. On the way back home, it's downright cold in there. And you're coming from the beach. It's not cold. You know what I mean? So the forest, they up in that mountain, child. They're gonna need a rifle on the back of that car. It's not cute anymore, Angel. I don't like it. Let's let's be closer to town. Um, Angel takes Kay and Tia back to her house, and the rest of them, they stay back at the house complaining about how shitty this trip is going to be, and this is unacceptable. They don't even know about the water yet, to be honest. I feel like, aside from the water, if she had made them feel very relaxed and not make them meditate, and then do what? Sit in that mountains and do what? I don't know, girl. Um, I don't know why they're so focused though on going to stay at Angel's house. Angel's house is most houses are not going to be big enough to accommodate that many people. That's a lot, especially when they keep talking about how they want their own bathroom. I don't know why they keep complaining all the time about the bathroom. Like, it's not that you're without a bathroom, but I definitely know how many houses have that. Sometimes when I'm watching Million Dollar Listing, or not $1 million listing, selling sunset in any of those like very high real estate shows. And they'll have like 7 bedrooms and 12 bathrooms. And I'm like, why do you need so much many more bathrooms in your house? It's just a lot. It'd be a lot of bathrooms. I mean, if it's just something that sticks out to me. Usually the $1 million mansions, when I say million, I mean multi-million-dollar mansions. They'll have less rooms than bathrooms. So yeah, this house is not one of those houses. They don't have a bathroom. The heat don't work. And if I went on a platform this big, I would definitely not like go by a place where I've never used before. No, I'm just saying, Angel, you said you were the wilderness wonderland, moderator of, luxury over here in Colorado. I feel like you would have like go tos, you know what I'm saying? Or somebody who could send you to. You putting them in a random house that doesn't have plumbing for a Bravo show make you look like you don't know how to provide luxury. Anyway, I'm guessing they had like a septic tank or something, all that pumping and shit. That's because they're so far away from, mankind. And then it's an hour ride to Angel's house. So on one hand, at first, I guess I was like, they're doing a lot of complaining. But when I think about it, I don't think I would like it. It's a lot of driving, just being in the car, for that long when it could have been, like they said, they start looking on trips.com. What's that other one? Trip, I don't know. I forget. No, Monique is in the car. Is this what you came back for, Monique? Now all of a sudden you just met this lady and you have an insight on her marriage and how it's working, and you can see in the way she says things that um it's just like how you and Chris, girl, I was like, you are projecting so much. It's not even you don't know this man. And I mean, I don't think it's I don't think it's unusual. I don't think it's not normal for Angel to be protective of Bobby. That's her husband. And these ladies over here have a habit of going after people's husband like they are doing with Bobby. Now, all she's done is tell Bobby how y'all been calling her a catfish and how you've been being mean to her. And he's over here probably trying to figure out which ones of y'all, Giselle, Ashley, he don't like y'all, Wendy, he don't like y'all. Stacy, I don't think he knows one way or the other. Stacy and Jazzy, and then of course Monique is the one who was married to Chris Samuels. So, she get an automatic what's up. But yeah, he doesn't like y'all. So I'm feeling like that's what his energy is. And I feel like anyone up there is gonna protect their husband. Ashley, your husband was grabbing asses. And you was like, whatever she said. Child. We know he did it. And we know she be out there doing it too. Feisty, freaky self. Um, Angel's house is very nice. I'm gonna say, and it's not because of her house. Her house is beautiful. I just guess I was underwhelmed. And maybe it's because Angel was claiming to be, this provider of luxury. You know what I'm saying? I guess I was just underwhelmed. Her house is beautiful. Um, they came over there after they, drove down the side of the mountain. Um, they all look cute. Just Giselle got her tatas out. See, who else? Ashley looks cute. They all, they got their Colorado thing together. Ash, the only one, Angel, girl. Just because you rich don't mean you got good style. Kiana, you can't help her. I don't know what Monique is dressed as either. A pirate. Anyway, Angel introduced her to these men who don't speak. It was very odd. It was very odd and awkward. Um, I don't know if production cut it that way, but it was so weird. And based on them saying, I don't get it. Angel was over here, seems like flexing. This is a millionaire. This is a billionaire, or he deals with billionaires. And they were just sitting there, like, not hello, not nice to meet you. Like, I feel like if some ladies walked in and my son was sitting there, he would stand up because that's what you're supposed to do. Jeez. Say hello. And they didn't come over there to hang out with y'all, they were just coming through. So anyway, that was very weird. Bobby's friends are weird. I don't care how much money they make. And Angel's introduction was also weird. Like when you introduce people, you're like, hey, this is John. He's Bobby's friend. He's from such and such. She naming off their occupations and what kind of pockets they got. So the outside spread, she was really nice. Like they went through her house. They had their cocktails. You know what I'm saying? She had a little oxygen bar over there. Like I said, she should have had the oxygen over in the mountains, in the top of that mountain where they're staying. Anyway, um, she has a nice spread. The food looked good, and Giselle's still complaining. She's still mad. She's not gonna let it go. But I mean, I can't be mad at her because there's no water, Angel. And as much as you want to act like this is not my fault. I didn't have nothing to do with this. I called the owner. That ain't helping me be in the shower where I can wash my hands. It sucks without water. So you realize how many things you need. You know what I'm saying? When we have hurricanes, some people be without water for days. So yeah, it's not cute. Um, yeah, it's just not cute. Then Giselle, they're sitting there having a conversation, and Giselle needs to start things up. So she brings up the beef between Stacy and Tia, which I don't really understand. So Tia, I mean, you're really that mad that she said Timo was out of town? Because that's what I'm feeling like it stems from. You are mad because she said Timo was out of town. Who gives a shit where Timo is? Child, it's not that serious. That has just been, and you could chalk it up to anything. Just like Angel be over there, windmilling for Bobby. I guess Stacy got to, have her man's back too. He don't really like y'all like that. Same way Bobby is going by the things that he heard from his wife. I'm pretty sure Timu is going, from the things that he heard from his wife too. And I think he probably doesn't want to keep on hearing the name TJ. If they get back together or what have you, don't nobody want to keep talking about TJ. Wherever the hell he is. Somewhere with his just for men hair color. He's 40. And I don't know who brought up Chris Samuels. Oh, Tia did. She brought up Chris Samuels. So we're going to get on the Chris Samuels train. And this lady has repeatedly said, I know him. We hung out. I did not smash. And I don't feel like if she did smash, I'm not about to tell you that. She might have told Timo that she did not do nothing with Chris Samuel. She's not coming over here to tell y'all she did. If she did, he might not be her type for real. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said repeatedly, they communicated with each other, and I feel like Chris was definitely trying to engage with someone who was a housewife. That wasn't an accident, not on his part. Chris over here with everybody's number on the cast. Why? What is he calling Cherie for? Or Charlie? What's her name? The one, their friend that won't ever be back again with the son, Charisse. What does he have not her number for? Chris Samuels is messy. So, maybe he really wasn't her cup of tea. Child. Anyway, it seems like Monique is here already back to kiss Giselle's ass. Because her bringing up, what did she say? She was talking about, they were talking about Tia being honest. I mean, not Tia, Stacy. They were talking about how Stacy be telling stories. And Monique said basically that Chris Samuels, like, it's funny how right after, I said what I said, then this goes back to him 10 minutes later. So we're going to blame Stacy again. We're going all the way back to that. Stacy is the one for telling Chris Samuels what was said at that table. And now you're getting calls from your attorney, Monique is. She's getting calls from her attorney saying that he's going to sue her for defamation of character and blah, blah, blah. She said the shit in front of a camera. So whether Stacy talked to him or not, it was going to be seen and heard. Jeez, oh Pete, I'm quite sure she said more. He will never enter me again. Child. That's what you was over there telling these people that you don't know. And she knows Chris. And if she says something to him, which, the more y'all bring it up, the less I believe it now. Shit. Yeah, I'm like, you trying to blame Stacy because the lawyers is calling you now. I think Monique is lying. She need to check her friends list that Monique does, because it feels like she always has these friends that, betray her. Like the girl that she sent the video to, which is stupid. I'm cheating on my husband, or, having a relationship with someone who's still married, or y'all was, a secret all up in the crossover, videotaping it, which makes no sense. Like, I don't need a video of the man until we're, officially something where we're not sneaking. Let's don't take pictures of it. Jeez, oh Pete. Look at his Instagram if you want to see what his face look like. Y'all making videos and she's sending it to her mother and to her friend, who then sent it to Chris. So maybe you should check your friends. I don't know what kind of friends you be picking. Stacy don't owe you shit. If she wanted to tell the man, she absolutely could tell him about the thing that was filmed and that everybody in the world is about to see. She questioning Stacy. I question anybody who's friends with Ashley. So we got a lot of questions. Kay suggests that they have a pajama party. They're all sitting by the fireplace. The dinner was lovely. After, one argument over to the next argument. Where they at? They're sitting over. This is all her property. This is really nice. Stacy looks like she's dressed for summer. I feel like. What is the weather? She looked pretty though. Anyway, what's her name? Kierna suggested, like, since they're separated, that they should have a pajama party over at their house on top of the mountain. And everybody's in, yeah, that sounds cool. That sounds cool, Monique. Yeah, I've been saying that's what I want to do. You just got here yesterday. Anyway, they are into it, but Angel has this weird look on her face, like, she's concerned that she needs to check with Bobby I mean, stay home then if you need to check with Bobby. That doesn't make sense to me. We're over here. Everybody has decided they want to get together. Everybody's grown. We're not coming in here. You trying to be, I'm a breastfeeding mother. I don't really want to go over there. Well, then don't go. Don't go. And then everybody can go have fun and they can talk shit about this house on the top of a mountain before they go move into somewhere else. Giselle has found them a place to go, and she says she's taking over the remainder of the vacation, the getaway. I don't know. I know that Angel has planned for them to go to Aspen the next day. They're getting on a private jet, and that, she's turning it out, showing them the things of Colorado. Um, Private jet, ain't nobody came over here and did private jets over here. Yeah, y'all be down to the airport. Beverly Hills, a lot of them do PJs. Has anybody Phaedra? That's the only one I remember doing a private jet. So they're going to be taking a PJ over to Aspen, and Giselle says she found somewhere for them to go out of their house. I'm not mad. Driving up and down that mountain is stupid. However long they're going to be there, that's too much. So she also says she taking over. So how you gonna take over? What did you do? Go online and book some excursions, some Colorado excursions. Anyway, Angel, I'm low key, like I said, disappointed. I hopefully will see some Wonderland wonderfulness. You know what I'm saying? This ain't it. They did see Mauricio, which is funny because they saw Mauricio over there. You know how Kyle and them be going, for those of you that watch Beverly Hills, Kyle and they be going over there all the time and get their hats made and doing this whole, it's a little situation over there where the celebrities go. So they run into Mauricio. Of course, Mauricio is up there, Playboy Mauricio. And somebody said, I forget, probably Ashley, one of them said he's a single man now. He's not a single man. He acting single, but he's actually not. He's still married to Miss Kyle over there. And now I don't know what they're going to do as far as divorce is concerned, but he moved out. And if you want to, get yourself into the middle of whatever that is, somebody jumped on the fact that Mauricio is on the market, even though he's still got a wife. Jazzy told Angel what Monique was saying about her marriage, and this is what's not going to happen. Angel's not going to address it. I don't think the way she should address it. Angel doesn't address anything in the moment. So when she comes back rah 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 behind the scenes, it's like, girl, shut up, because you should have said something, when the thing was happening. So this is what they do. They come for your husband over here, Angel. So you and Bobby better be ready. Anyway, not a whole lot. That's all I got. Y'all like the video. Subscribe to the channel. I'll be back tomorrow with Huntsville and Married to Medicine. Bye, y'all.